we're going to react to some TikToks here on Speechless. Hey, everybody. And no matter where you are, if you're just tuning in or whatever, this is part of a live stream. So go check out the rest of the channel if you're just tuning in or if you're watching this clip later. And when you do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, share it with your friends, all that stuff. Especially subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. But I get TikToks from some of my followers. I get people that tune in and they're like, hey, I think you'd have fun watching this. And I think I'd have fun watching you watch this. And I always have fun watching you guys watch me watch things. So we're going to have that fun right here today on Speechless. But let's go to this next one and see what we're going to talk about with this today. It already looks just fascinating. So let's see. Oh, yay. It looks like a vegan. God, you know me and vegans, we get along so well. Let's take a look and a listen.
Babies in piggeries literally dying in my hands because their mothers accidentally crushed them as their mothers spend their entire lives in cages just so you can have bacon. I've been to dairy farms and seen babies in tiny cages just days old and their mothers exploited and raped so you can consume dairy products. Please stop paying for this violence and watch Dominion on YouTube.
I always find vegans have some of the most fascinating activism techniques because a lot of times they go into places where you're trapped with them. Like, have you ever been on a subway with a mariachi band? Like, you're on a subway and you're just kind of like minding your own business and a mariachi band comes on and all of a sudden, like, literally, like, the loudest thing you've ever heard just blares. That's kind of how vegan activism works. If you look at this woman, she is on a bus, it looks like, and she's just there screaming about piggeries and they're suffering in cages and there's rape so that you can have vegan so you can have bacon. That'd be the funniest thing in the world to me. I would have so much fun with that. I love it. I will never forget. I was and a college campus is a little bit different. You could walk away and everything like that. But there was one time I was on my college campus at Illinois State, and they had these people out there that were advertising vegan things, and it was like, stop the harm to these animals, and they were handing out pamphlets and everything like that. And I walked by. And I just said, no, I'm good. Like, very calmly, I just go, no, I'm good. I'm not a pussy. And I just kept walking. And like the instant anger from those people, how could you say? They were stunned. And pun intended, I left them speechless. I did. I left them speechless. Okay, we got one more here. I see the chat starting to blow up with some people, so I'll make sure to see what you guys are saying soon. Before we end out the show here. But here's another one. You guys really like to have me look at the fat people, apparently. So I'm going to move myself over a little bit more. Update. Here we go. Let's take a look and a listen at this one. I've talked about this girl before. This is the girl. She went big, like, over the summer. Went big, pun intended. Because she was like demanding that airlines should give people free seats because she's fat and travels. So let's see what this big mama jamma has to say.
We're plus-size travelers. Of course we check to see if there's a customer size policy before booking.
We're plus-size travelers. Of course we're expected to pay more just to travel comfortably.
Yes, you are expected. You should be paying more to travel comfortably because I shouldn't have to offset the cost of your comfort. That shouldn't be my responsibility. It should be your responsibility to make yourself comfortable. One way you do that, focus on calories in, calories out.
Plus-size travelers, of course we think about if we need a second seat before we book a flight.
We're plus-size travelers. Of course we ask for the seatbelt extender as soon as we board the flight.
We're plus-size travelers. Of course we get dirty looks anytime we're traveling.
We're plus-size travelers. Of course society doesn't believe we deserve to travel.
We're plus-size travelers. Of course we can't use a tray table on a plane.
We're plus-size travelers. Of course we have to look through tons of pictures just to see if a place is plus-size friendly.
We're plus-size travelers. Of course we have to walk sideways down the plane aisle to make sure we don't hit you with our ass.
We're plus-size.
And yet they still will. Personal experience. It's happened.
travelers. Of course, we can't use the airplane lavatory comfortably.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we have to do hours of research just to go somewhere.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we use apps like Seat Guru to navigate travel in a bigger body.
We're plus size
In a bigger body. I always hate how they do that. That's one thing of the fat acceptance movement I've always had a problem with is in a bigger body. Because what that does is it removes like the accountability for why your body is the way that it is. You have control over that. You do have control over that. And if you don't feel like you do, know that you do. Because I, at one point in my life, felt like I didn't have control over my weight and my size. And that no matter what I did, it was just always going to be that way. But as many of you know, I've lost a lot of weight from diet and exercise. It actually works. It actually does. If you put your time, your mind, your heart, your sweat, blood, and tears into it, it'll happen. So let's see what else is going on here.
travelers. Of course, we check the weight limits on like almost everything.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we have to worry about weight-based discrimination.
Weight-based discrimination. Weight-based discrimination. Okay, I have a lot to say about that one, but give it a sec. Let's finish this up.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we bring compression socks on all of our trips.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we can't find our sizes in souvenir shops.
We're plus size travelers. Of course, we get an extra pat down at security.
Okay, so when it comes to all of this, the extra pat down, I'll start with that one to end off. The extra pat down is because, yes, there's more size of you and more space of which you're covering, to where there is much more likelihood that you could be hiding something somewhere. I'm just going to leave it at that, point blank. Secondly, the weight-based discrimination is the richest one to me. And here's the problem I have with so much of leftist narratives on the majority of what they talk about. And really what it is it's the idea that discrimination of any kind is automatically bad. It's not. Discrimination is not inherently bad. Discrimination based off of certain things is, and in certain instances, yes, you should not disqualify a candidate for a job when all else is equal and one is black and one is white, or one is man and one is woman. No, it should not be based on any of those things. There should not be that level of discrimination. But when it comes to a job, by definition, it is discriminatory to say, I want to hire somebody with a college degree versus somebody that does not have a college degree. That's discrimination. It's understandable, and it's not automatically bad. And that doesn't even have to do with like safety. Let's talk about weight-based discrimination here, as that man just did. Weight-based discrimination could be you're going on a roller coaster, and if you are too heavy, the roller coaster could fall off the tracks and people will die. So sorry, you can't be more than 300 pounds to go on this roller coaster. Sorry, you can't be more than 300, 400 pounds to fly on this plane because it could lean one way or the other and screw it up and make everybody else die. Look, the lefties could do this. They could take the slightest thing and say that Kevin Phares says discrimination is good. In some instances, yeah. Because in some instances, definitively, discrimination saves lives. Put that on a t-shirt. Discrimination saves lives. It does. So weight-based discrimination, go for it. If it's for a good reason. Yeah, no, like you shouldn't be like, oh man, he's a fat guy, he shouldn't work here. Unless it's a gym, maybe that would be an issue. But like overall, yeah, like discrimination can be a good thing. And that's the problem with the left, is they see any instance of it as a bad thing. It's problematic. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that fun stuff. Let's get to these comments here. But follow me on everything else too, if you guys want to make sure you don't miss a minute. Twitter, Instagram, everything. Check it out. Link in the bio, all that. God bless you guys. God bless America. And until next time, you've been watching Speechless.